start with the left side of my room, then move all the way over to the other stuff. But starting off right here, as soon as you walk into the room, you are greeted with this wall that actually looks insane. All right, so as soon as you walk in and open the door, right here to your left, you have these vinyl records. I got like a 15 pack of these, in which I have all the way around my room. But I think they look super cool, and they add a bit of a unique touch to the room. They were also like super cheap, so it was just a really easy way to fill up some space on the wall. Anyways, then moving on over to the right, I have these two really long shelves that I got from Lowe's, and I am really big with plants. So on both sides of these shelves, I have these dangling plants that I think look super nice. Then of course I have the Casp figures. These actually used to be in my gaming room, but since they were black, they kind of fit the shelves and they fit the theme of these really well. So I went ahead and moved them over to this room, and I think they look super nice on this shelf. Right up top, I have one of my favorite artists right now, which is Steve Lacy. This is his newest album, Gemini Rides, which pretty much blew him up, but I've been listening to him way before this album came out. Right down here below, I have another little figure. It's like a balloon dog. And then right here, I have one of my vintage keyboards. I know for this room, I wanted to step away from the tech and everything, but I had to add a little bit of my niche into this as well. And right underneath the shelf, I have one of these really cool lights. Now, for some reason on camera, they do flicker, but in person, they're not flickering, so you don't got to worry about that. Then this is for sure one of my favorite parts of my room, but I have these 3 bag holders right here. Pretty much just screw them into your wall so that they're minimal and out of your way. But I thought this is a really cool way for me to hang up all my bags. But I think these look super sick, and this was definitely one of my favorite unique ideas that I have. Then up top, I do have another one of my shelves with 2 of my favorite candles, and I am saving this pumpkin candle because, as you guys know, fall is like my favorite season, and I am obsessed with the pumpkin flavored thing, so I'm trying to hold on to that for a little bit longer. Then this is just like a really modern selling candle I got. A huge fan of that one. Then I got a high ground keyboard. Up top, I do have this 3D digital clock, and I get a lot of questions about that, and I promise guys, I'm gonna try my best to have all of this stuff linked down below in the description. Then beneath the shelf, I have what is probably one of my favorite posters that I own. This is my Frank Ocean poster. I don't know what it is about this. It just looks super sick. The decor shining down onto the poster, I have another one of those little spotlights. Now down below, beneath all this shelving, this is actually like a last second addition that I had to the room. If you watch the video where I built this room, this is actually an impulse decision, but I'm super glad I bought this because it fits in perfectly and it fills in this little empty space right here on this wall. But anyways, on top of it, I just keep my MacBook, I keep an essential oil diffuser, and I keep my jewelry rack. By the way, I got this on Amazon, and this thing is super clutch. Down below, I keep my earrings, my rings, and pretty much all of my jewelry. And then right down here, I have some miscellaneous things and my Amazon Alexa. Now moving on to the right of that little shelf, I got this plant that I got from Target. This thing is actually perfect because initially this really big plant was right here, but it took up way too much space. But I found this at Target, and I think it was absolutely perfect for fitting in right here. Then moving on to the right, of course, I do have my mirror, which right now I'm wearing pajamas, so I don't got much to show off. But anyways, I just have this mirror that I got from TJ Maxx, and then I have these really nice like sparkling fairy lights that go all the way around the mirror. And then right beneath it, I have this grass rug, which I've wanted one of these for a long time now. And finally, I had a room that fit the aesthetic, so I had to pick one of those things up. And yeah, that pretty much wraps up this entire left side wall. Honestly, this might be my favorite part of this room because this just looks insane. Anyways, moving on to this portion of the room, once again, I do have all the vintage records. Like I said, I got a pack of 15 of these, and they were just a really easy way to fill up space for a good price. Then right here, I have 2 of my skateboards. This is my Baker board, which is my favorite skateboard that I currently own. And I also have my Enjoy board. And I know a lot of you guys are wondering if I actually do skate, and not really at the moment. I used to skate a bunch, and I actually have my Element board downstairs. That's the board that I actually currently ride. But I've been super busy with content recently, so I haven't had much time to ride, but I still do love how boards look. Then right below the skateboards, I have my bedside table. For 2023, I wanted to try to build some better habits. Unironically, this book is called Atomic Habits, but one of the habits I want to try building is reading. I feel like reading is a really good way to clear your mind and try to relax. So I've been trying to read. So this is the book that I'm currently reading, which by the way is really good. Then of course, I always keep a candle on my bedside table because I am a huge fan of candles. This one is a vanilla maple that I also got from fall. So this entire room just smells amazing right now. Then above my bed frame right here, I have 2 more albums. These are both Arctic Monkey albums. If you can't already tell, I definitely have a very select style on the kind of music I listen to. Anyways, both of these albums are absolutely fire, but not only that, they look amazing. So I went ahead and got them framed. Right above them, I do have 2 more shelves, which this one is actually like, it's kind of falling. It's definitely not the most even, so I might need to rehang that, but it hasn't fallen yet, so we're good for now. Anyways, up top I just have two small plants that I thought looked really nice, and on the right shelf I have my high ground hat and once again another dangling plant. And since I had the posters, you know I had to put two more of these spotlights above just because I love the way they glow down onto the frames. Then we have my bed. This is actually my first time having a low to the ground bed frame. Anyways, this is a bed frame that I got from Costway. They did send this out to me, so huge thanks to them for that, but no bias, I actually really like this bed frame. Then going around the bed, of course, I have the Govee LED strips. Just a little something to spice it all up and make it look really good. And actually, I got a bunch of questions about my comforter and everything. All of this stuff's in Target. So if you like how any of this looks, literally my blankets and anything that I have on my bed will always be from Target. Then of course, I just have my black blinds. I mean, nothing special about those. Then this is my electric guitar. Yes, I did get a lot of questions if I do play guitar, and I do. I am not the best. I haven't had a lot of time to play it recently because again, I have been super busy with school and content, so I have been completely wrapped up and have not been able to practice much recently. Then right here, I have one of my favorite parts of my room, which is my clothing rack. This is just one of those really industrial ones. It's like a metal pipe. I was gonna get those one of the ones that go to the floor, but they take up a lot of space. This is actually quite a small bedroom. I just managed to use the space really well. Anyways, I was wanting a clothing rack, so I went ahead and got one that I could mount to the wall. Then on it, I just have a lot of my favorite pieces of clothing. Like right here, I have my 100T merch, and I try to keep this organized in colors, so it goes from like blacks to browns to greens, and then one of my beige hoodies. Of course, once again, I do have two more of the little spotlights to glow onto the clothes. Up top, I have a dangling plant and then a really big plant that I got from Target. And then right here, I have the homie Gone. I tried to keep this area really well color matched, so if you couldn't tell, I used Gone for the reason of his clothing is green, and a lot of the designs on this box are green, so I think it just matched really well. Anyways though, yeah, this is one of my favorite parts of this room, and I'm honestly super proud of this. Right up here to the right, I have another Steve Lacy album. Now this is my favorite album because every single one of these songs are amazing. Of course, we have classics like Dark Red and Ride, but one of my favorite songs from this album has to be Some. It's not very popular. It's definitely a change up in the music, but I like it, and I think the album overall just looks super cool. But this album is one of the first albums that actually got me into listening to music in general, so I made sure to include it into this room just to pay tribute to the fact that this is what got me into music. Then right beneath it, I do have my shoe rack. Right now, I currently have my cream New Balances. I have my white Air Force Ones, and then I have this pair of shoes that I saw at Foot Locker the other day. It's not really like a known brand shoe, but I do think they look super nice. I'll try to bring them to the natural light so you can see, but it's basically a mixture of cream, green, and a little hint of brown. Again, I know they are an off-brand, but I think they look super nice, and these definitely fit my overall aesthetic. Then we have my closet. I did actually take off my closet doors. There are normally doors here, but I love the open closet design, so I took those off. Inside, I have Govee LED strips going around the entire inner part. That way you can see the closet inside. Then here I just have a lot of my clothes. It ranges from like my coats. We have a lot of my hoodies, my t-shirts, all my cargos. Any piece of clothing that I own will be hung up right here. Then right beneath it, I have another one of my bedside tables. This is where I keep my socks and underwear, anything like that. I also have my guitar amp right down there, and then we have my laundry hamper. Again, this is one of those things where I spent a lot of time planning out this entire corner, and now that I have it built and I actually get to look at it every single day, I am super proud of myself, and I think I did a really good job with the space. Now this is the biggest plant that I have in this room. It's like a bamboo green plant that I have these little bulb lights going around inside. I think it looks super cool. Then as the final little mini decoration up here, I have this speed limit sign. I've been wanting one of these for a long time, and I think it just fit in right here perfectly and look really well. But I mean, other than that, that pretty much wraps up this entire room.